Unmasking the Zodiac, a deep dive into America's most elusive serial killer. On a cold December night in 1968, two high school sweethearts, Betty Lou Jensen and David Faraday, parked their station wagon on Lake Herman Road, a quiet lover's lane in Benicia, California. They were hoping for a romantic evening, just the two of them. But little did they know, someone else was lurking in the shadows. Around 11 p.m., an unknown vehicle pulled up behind them, its headlights flooding the car's interior. The killer fired a single shot, shattering the passenger side window, a warning. Betty, terrified, bolted from the car, her feet pounding the dirt road as she ran for her life. The killer raised his gun and fired 5 more times, each shot finding its mark. In minutes, the road was silent again, empty. No one knew that a man who would become one of history's most infamous serial killers had just claimed his first victims. Weeks passed without a word from the killer, just grief and fear in the community. Fast forward to July 4th, 1969. Darlene Ferrin and Michael Mageau parked in Blue Rock Springs Park for a quiet conversation. The driver left, but returned moments later. This time, he approached with a flashlight in one hand and a gun in the other. Before they could react, he fired. Michael screamed in pain. Darlene slumped against the steering wheel. Just an hour later, a phone rang at the Vallejo Police Department. A calm voice on the other end reported the murders, giving details only the killer could know. "I also killed those kids last year," he said, hanging up before the dispatcher could trace the call. This was no random act. This was a methodical killer, and he wanted to be known. Soon after, 3 newspapers received letters from him, signed, "This is the Zodiac speaking." His words sent chills down the spines of readers across the nation. On September 27, 1969, he attacked again, this time at Lake Berryessa. He tied them up and then, without warning, started stabbing them. After the attack, he scrawled his symbol on Brian's car door and called the police, reporting the murder himself. The Zodiac was relentless. He killed a taxi driver, Paul Stein, in San Francisco, and sent more letters to taunt the police. He claimed to have killed 37 people and threatened to wipe out a school bus. The Zodiac was a master of manipulation, turning fear into his weapon, but then silence. After his last letter in 1974, he vanished, becoming a ghost, a legend. The hunt for the Zodiac Killer continues, with more than 2,500 suspects named over the years. The truth remains elusive. Who was the Zodiac Killer? The mystery endures, and as time goes on, some believe he may still be out there, watching, waiting. Each letter, each cryptogram left behind, serves as a chilling reminder of the darkness that can lurk behind a facade of normalcy, and the fear that still grips the hearts of those who remember. To this day, the Zodiac Killer remains one of America's most elusive criminals, a haunting reminder of the terror that once gripped a nation.